Hey, and welcome back to the channel where we talk all things North Denver to Northern Colorado and everything in between. And today we are covering Broomfield, which is a great city just about 15 to 20 minutes north of downtown Denver. Before we do that, don't forget to like and subscribe. I have a goal to increase my subscribers this year, so please help me with that. Click on the subscribe button. Before we get on with that, if you are moving to the Broomfield area and you need help, if you have questions, I would love to help. I am a realtor in this area and am always happy to help answer any questions without any pressure. So down below you'll find my contact details, book a discovery call with me, or contact me in whichever way is easier for you. Now let's get on with this map tour. All right, so we are going to start with where Broomfield is located. So you'll see that Broomfield's boundary is quite long and it kind of dips and comes back and dips. So here is Interstate 25 for an idea, the toll road on 470, and then down here we have 36. So you have easy access off 25 for Broomfield, E470 and 36. You can get to, like I mentioned at the beginning, downtown Denver in about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on traffic. Depending on where you live in Broomfield, if you live over here, you can get to Boulder in about 10 minutes. If you're on this side of Broomfield, then you're probably looking again at 15 to 20 minutes. And then if we head out this way, you can get to the airport, to DIA in about 20 to 25 minutes. So Broomfield is a great location. It is pretty close to, as you can see, this foothills and into the mountain areas, which is great because you get really nice mountain views throughout Broomfield. And you can see there's even a lot of green space within the Broomfield boundaries itself and surrounding Broomfield. Broomfield has an airport, which is right here. That is a smaller airport. You don't get kind of commercial flights from there, but if you are piloting a smaller plane, that can be a great option to live close to that area. And then you'll see the surrounding areas like Louisville, Lafayette, Westminster, Superior, Thornton. They all have great things to do as well, which is a nice bonus. So we are going to go on and talk about what there is to do in Broomfield. All right, so let's look at what you would do if you lived in Broomfield. Like, what is there actually to do in Broomfield? And as you can see, and as I pointed out, there is a lot of green spaces and parks. So like McKay Lake Park here, you have a pump bike track, I believe it is, which is a very popular option for people that live in this area. You also have trails all around the lakes, which are really nice to walk around and quite convenient. You have a lot of really nice nature areas and this nature park that is also over there at McKay Lake. And here's another picture of that to give you an idea. And like I said, you can walk around the lake. I've met many a girlfriend there to do a nice long walk around the lake. Kids can play, and what did I say about those Broomfield mountain views? This just shows you what I mean by those views. So that is one of the parks in Broomfield where people tend to spend a lot of time. Broomfield Commons Open Space is the other one, which is right here. Once again, you have beautiful views. You have water, trails, sports fields, playgrounds, everything you could need in this Broomfield Commons open space. So that is a great location, and that is kind of to the northwest of the Broomfield area. We'll go back to our map. So as you can see, it's located kind of right here. Now in that area, you also have the rec center, which is right off Sheridan. So here is the Paul Durda Rec Centre. So another great thing to do and place to spend plenty of time throughout the year. So they have an indoor pool. They have a slide, as you can see right here. They have rock climbing and classes. So whether you are doing silver sneaker classes because you're a little older, or whether your kids are in gymnastics, you can see the indoor play area here, which is great in the winter. It's big and open, all kinds of classes. There's that climbing wall I was talking about. Great way to bring the kids and burn some energy in those winter months. There is a walking track if you prefer to walk inside. And it is a great space whether you are looking for lessons for something or you just want to hang out with the kids and burn off some of that energy. So that is the rec center. We head over here a little bit. We have our big shopping area, so Flatirons Crossing, which is a large inside mall and one of the only, I think, two large inside malls in Colorado. So they're kind of showing their outside areas that they have here as well. So it's a combination, but here's the inside. So as you can see, you have your popular big shops like Dillard's. You have an indoor playground. Again, a great place to hang out in the winter. There's a train. You have a food court. And then you have restaurants surrounding that area. And we'll look a little bit more at that when we're looking at places to eat in Broomfield. So Flatiron Crossing, another great place to hang out if you are looking to go shopping or a mall or to eat. The Omni is a hotel, but they also have a golf course and pool and day spa. So they got a lot going on there at the Omni. And I know people in the past that have gotten passes, day passes for the pool there. So that is another thing you can do. And like I said, they have the golf course out there. Now, here is a very popular activity, especially in the summer, and that is the Bay Aquatic Park. So the Bay, let's see if I can get this up. Okay, so as you'll see right here, the Bay has slides, it has multiple pools. Whether you are looking for a toddler area for the toddlers, they have doggy swim days. You can't take your dog all the time, just on those specific days. But you'll see the kids love the slides. There's multiple slides. There's the tube slide, and then there's this one here, and off to the side is another slide that's not a tube slide. And then there is toddler areas. So for the little ones, it is a lot less deep. And then for the big ones, of course, they have the slides. You have the splash pad, and it is located, one of my favorite things is that it is located right on a lake or a pond. So you're in water and you have water, and then you have all the green space surrounding it. And then in some sections, you can even see the mountain views. So that is a very popular thing in the summer for teens, little ones, even for parents, to head to the Bay. You have the Broomfield Depot Museum here. And then Broomfield has some like older buildings and historical places throughout that you can visit any time of year, kind of get an idea of the history in the area. So that gives you an idea about that if you're going to go to something like that. And then you have all the little neighborhood parks dotted throughout. And just on the outskirts, you have some of the Westminster things like the Butterfly Pavilion, which is quite popular, and it's probably going to be 5 to 10 minutes from most houses in Broomfield. And it is basically a little tropical oasis. So lots of butterflies to see, lots of insects, and they have a tarantula, Rosie the tarantula, that kids love to hold. And they have gardens around the outside that you can visit, especially in the summer as well. So that is one of the popular things to do just outside of Broomfield. Now we are going to talk about events. All right, let's look at those events that Broomfield has throughout the year. And that is such a great thing about the towns and cities north of Denver, up into northern Colorado, is the events that they put on throughout the year. So some of the bigger ones is the beer festival, so the Brouhaha that they have, and this year that is on June 8th. And some of these change each year, so you kind of need to be on the city pages just to get an idea of when they are. But it is a free event, and you just buy tickets for your beer, and different breweries come. And you get to taste different beers, play games, listen to bands and music. So that is a fun one. There is a holiday tree lighting ceremony at Christmas that they have. So Santa Claus comes and they light the tree. There's carolers and different things going on. And the biggest one is definitely Broomfield Days. So September, they have Broomfield Days where they celebrate Broomfield and its history, and people come together, and there are things like bounce houses for the kids, and then vendors for the, adults. You can shop, you can grab food, there's a parade, there is entertainment. So that is definitely one of the more popular ones, and probably the biggest event that Broomfield has throughout the year. So as you can see, there is a like marching bands and different floats and things like that at the parade. And then I mentioned this before. Let me go back to that. The dog days at the pool. So at Broomfield Bay, which we were talking about as one of the favorite things for people to do, there is a dog days at the bay where you can take your dog and they get to swim in the pool. And usually this year they're not hosting it due to pending construction. So that's interesting. I was at the bay in July last year and didn't see anything going on. So they've got plans. But usually you can let your dogs in the pool to swim and swim with them, and that is very fun. So those are some of the events just that the city of Broomfield has, and then there's different things that the rec center might do, different things that private companies might do throughout the year, but that Broomfield Days is definitely one of the bigger ones. And then July 4th too, they have a picnic. Forgot about it for a minute. The Great American Picnic at the Broomfield County Commons. So you have fireworks, you have bands, you have concessions, face painting, Nerf games, inflatables, all kinds of things. So that's another great one for the kids and for family to kind of participate in. And they do that at Broomfield County Commons. So those are some of the fun events that happen in Broomfield throughout the year. Let's go back and look at restaurants and places to eat in Broomfield. So one thing that Broomfield is really lacking is a central downtown area. They have been trying to work on that. They have plans, but it is still missing. So there's no central downtown, and you'll find this in some of the surrounding suburbs too, like Thornton, where that's really missing. So if you're looking for that, and you really want that, you may want to look in Louisville, Lafayette, Superior, like those surrounding areas. And those areas are a little bit more expensive because they're a little bit more closer to Boulder, but that's where you'll find that experience. We do have restaurants here in Broomfield. They're kind of spread out. So you, of course, have all your chain restaurants. And then you have some favorites. So Northside Tavern is a favorite of a lot of people. Old Man Bar is a good one. It is by the Walmart in Broomfield, and it has been around for a long time. They have in the back, they have sand volleyball in the summer. It is your true neighborhood bar. So if you're looking for that sticky table kind of, neighborhood bar, food and beer garden type experience, then Old Man is going to likely be a good choice for you. So that's a good one. It is a little more popular in the summer with that beach volleyball court in the back. We have quite a few Asian restaurants. You'll see Pho Doi, Truly Asia. There's some more on this side of town as well. And then we have our Mexican restaurants like El Tapatio. I don't know how to say that. That was really bad. Sorry. In that area. Then Papa Frank's. Once again, Truly Asia is there. Great Scots is another popular one, especially for breakfast and lunch. Hops and Drops, which is one I have not been to yet. It looks like that is a bar and grill. The Blue Sky Bistro is at the airport. So if you have little ones that love to watch airplanes go by, which I know my son did when he was little, that is a great place to hang out. You just have to check their hours because they're very random. They close and open and close and open. So that can be a little tricky. But that is also a great area to hang out and a good one. And then over here, we have by the golf club and the shopping center, you have things like your Bad Daddy's, your Gordon Biersch, restaurant, Flats Restaurant and Lounge, Eat Food and Drink, Twin Peaks Sports Bar, the Tap Room and Terrace. And then there are also some good breweries and other areas around. Let me show you those. So right here in this area, Four Noses, one of my favorite breweries. They have really good beer, great options. It's very tasty craft beer. They brew some really great stuff. The Colorado Keg House is another great option because they have beers from all over. So you can try all kinds of beers there at the Colorado Keg House. And this area is actually a really great area to go hang out, eat, drink. There's quite a few restaurants in there that did not come up, funnily enough. The First Bank Center is here, but they are demolishing that. But this little area has turned into, I guess, the central area of Broomfield. It's small, but there are good restaurants, and that Colorado Keg House is a great place. The Burns Pub and Restaurant, if you are looking for English, Irish, Scottish food, the Burns Pub is the place to go in Broomfield. And once again, that is by the airport, so you might see some planes flying around, but that is a great option. Rails End is like your neighborhood brewery. They have a great outdoor area. They let dogs inside and on the outside at Rails End, and their beer is pretty good. Not as good as Four Noses, in my humble opinion, but it is pretty good. They bring food trucks in, and it can be a fun place to hang out. Wonderland Brewing is another great one, and they have beer because they are a brewery, but they also have putt-putt golf and different things for the kids to do. So they have the pinball machines inside, which is fun. They have food, so you can order food, decent beer, and then a huge outside area. Like I said, they have putt-putt golf. They have a basketball court. So you can enjoy your beer and your libations while the kids play. So that is another great option right there in Broomfield, although I do think they have a Westminster address, but still a really good option. So those are some of the places, and there's plenty more, but just some of the places to eat and drink in Broomfield. Now let's talk schools in Broomfield. Okay, so you have a wide array of schools in Broomfield. Some of them are in Adams 12, and they're mainly going to be your ones on this side of Broomfield. This side of Broomfield is Boulder Valley School District, and then you even have some in Jefferson School District. So we're kind of split with the school districts in Broomfield. So you see you have your elementary schools dotted about, and we'll go over these other different options. So Birch, Cole, which is a very popular choice, Mountain View. So Boulder Valley School Districts, I do believe, are open enrollment. So as long as there's space, your kids can enroll in any school in the district. I may be wrong. I know St. Vrain Valley is like that, and I thought Boulder was similar. I do know for sure Adams 12 is they're kind of more of a closed school district, but they do open up certain schools for choice. So you can watch out every year. The choice period comes around, and if they have room, they will open certain schools up for choice, and then you can choice into a different school than your neighborhood school. And I've seen people cross that live in the Boulder Valley area into Adams 12, and likewise Adams 12 people into Boulder Valley. It's just working out the different dates and if the school has open spots, because they're going to give the spots to the Boulder Valley district kids first, and then if they have space, open them up possibly. So back to this, sorry, that was a lot, but it is the nuances of the school districts here in our area. So you have your elementary schools. These are public schools that I'm talking about right now. Legacy High is right here. They have a very good band program. Now, I can't tell you whether a school is good or bad as a realtor, but places like greatschools.com are a great resource to go to look up schools and reviews on schools. So you have Legacy High over here, and then over here you have Broomfield High. Yep, right there, Broomfield High. So you have a high school on either side. You have Broomfield Heights Middle School over here. You have the K-8 school up here. There is a middle school. It is not in Broomfield address, so it's not coming up, but it is right here by 25 on this side of town. And then we have some private choices as well. So you have your Summit Classical Academy up here, which is a religious school. And then you also have Holy Family High School, which is a Catholic high school right here. So as you can see in this little space, you have plenty of choices when it comes to schools. And if none of these are going to work for you, then you can go outside of Broomfield, and just up 25 is a gifted and talented school. It's right here in this area. It is Stargate, and that's their performing arts, Stargate charter. So it is a charter school, but it is for gifted and talented children. And a lot of kids from Broomfield will go over there to Stargate as well. So plenty of options available. I have had a child in Adams 12 School District and in St. Vrain Valley School District, which kind of hits up this part of tiny pocket of Broomfield. You may get a St. Vrain Valley School District school. And we have had great experiences. So, if you're kind of wondering where the schools are, what those districts are like, I am happy to help with that. I just can't give you the good and the bad of it. But like I said, those websites like Great Schools can help you do that. Now, let's go to real estate. To wrap this video up, we are going to look at real estate and what is selling in Broomfield, what has sold in Broomfield, to give you an idea of pricing. All right, so on with the real estate. And we are looking right now at the most expensive house in Broomfield, which is $7,298,000. And it is in the Whistle Pig neighborhood, which is one of my favorite neighborhoods just because of the name. I mean, who doesn't want to live in Whistle Pig neighborhood on Mallard Drive? So this is a 10,406 square foot finished home. So how many bedrooms have they got in there? Just 5 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. So just 5 bedrooms in that huge house. But let's look at the photos so you can see what your $7 million will buy you. Some mountain views. You are on a lake, which, guys, water is hard to come by here in Colorado. If I could live on a pond or lake, I totally would, because I'm a water girl. So, I mean, this is beautiful. It is a beautiful house. And this neighborhood definitely yields some of the most expensive houses in Broomfield. They're beautiful houses, huge houses. You can see, if you look here, you can see those beautiful mountain views. And if you want to keep dreaming, you can look up the address and go through the photos online, or contact me and I'll get you the link. So here's the house, the land around it, the mountain views in the pond. And it is on 1 acre, $7,298,000. Okay, so that is one of the most expensive houses in Broomfield. Let's go look at something kind of in a mid-range. So $659,000, and it is going to be a townhouse, a brand new townhouse, built in 2021, so close to brand new. As you can see, it's kind of a standard setup. And that is 2,759 square feet, so bigger than some houses that some of us live in. 4-bedroom, 3-bath. So that gives you an idea about that. And then let's look at a house in this same price range. So $650,000 for a house in Broomfield. And Broomfield varies so much, like prices will vary so much depending on the neighborhood you are in and what that neighborhood's facilities are, and if it's in Boulder Valley or Adams 12. It is going to vary, and sometimes quite significantly. So that's a newer house as well, looks like to me, somewhat newer, built in 2019. That one was 2,382 square feet with just under 1,500 square feet finished. What about if you want to live in a golf course community? So if you want to live in a golf course community, then Broadlands is a good place to live. This one is actually the Trails. And it is kind of got your patio home set up, so you don't have a huge, large yard. This gives you an idea of what you might get for like $660 backing up to a golf course. So it is a unit. It's a duplex, actually, this one. So not a patio home, a duplex. And then let's see what the cheapest place in Broomfield is right now on the market. It is $355,000. It is a condo in Miramont Ranch, so they're a little older. Little older, little smaller. And that is $355,000 for 725 square feet. Now, Broomfield does have some older neighborhoods like 1960s to 1970s. You can get rather large houses for, the 600 to 700,000 range in those neighborhoods, which is pretty good for that size place. You just might have to do some work, but there are some mid-century modern gems in those neighborhoods. So to give you an idea, this is kind of the only one on the market right now, listed at $850 in Broomfield Heights, 2,700 square feet. and it was built in 1957. So it's a 1950s ranch, but this one's $850 because they have totally redone it inside. You can get one for $500,000 that needs a lot of work. But this is kind of an example of just one of these houses. Some of them still do have their mid-century modern feel to them. People have kept pieces of that within the house. So that's nice if you're like me and a bit of a mid-century modern girl. It's nice to, see that. Let's look at what just one or two houses that have actually closed. So this one has actually closed for $6.5 million. It has a pool. It apparently has a splash pad, fountain. Looks like it has a casita or a pool house, a full basketball court, large garage, and it is 8,600 square feet. Closed for $6.5 million, 6 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms and 1.3 acres. So it gives you an idea of what closes in that higher range. This one closed for $665, and this is in Anthem, which is on the north side of Broomfield. So this is a lovely looking house. 665, 1,880 square feet. We'll kind of just zip through this and see what the cheapest house was that sold. It looks like it is a condo for $250,000 in Emerald Hill condos, and there's just one photo. And it looks like it possibly needed a little work. It was 1,025 square feet. Closed for $250,000. So what about the average days on market? So it is mid-February in 2024. In January, the average days on market for Broomfield was 50. We're only halfway through February, so it's hard to say exactly, but 51 days on market is average. Now, I have seen that changing in certain neighborhoods. Things are starting to go under contract quite quickly again. So as interest rates drop, the market is picking up again. So how about our average close price in Broomfield? $663,918. So the average is not the $1 million properties. And then so far in February, 766 and 714,000. So it'll be interesting to see if that changes. But that gives you an idea of where we're at right now. And it could change definitely as those interest rates change and we see people kind of jumping in a little quicker. Months of inventory, which gives us a bigger picture of what is going on in the market. So in January, it was 2. So it would take 2 months for all of the properties for sale in Broomfield to sell out right now. And then we were around 2. So it was probably about 2.4. We're about 2.2 right now. Once again, it will be interesting to see how that lands as we get towards the end of February and into our spring selling season. So I hope that kind of gave you an overview of the Broomfield real estate market. If you have any questions about real estate, I am a realtor and I am always happy to help look up data or just give you an opinion on what's happening in the market. So that wraps up our tour of Broomfield, Colorado. I hope it was helpful. I hope you got some new information from it. If you are looking to move to the Broomfield area, I would love to help you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I want to meet those goals this year, so help me with that. And if I can help you with anything else, please let me know. But for now, I am going to grab a cup of tea. I'm going to sign off, and I'll see you in the next video.